It's Fox 44 Sports with Matt Roberts.
It's a great team. I honestly think they may be better than they were last year. When you have perimeter shooting the way they have, the size and strength they have, just an outstanding team.
Hey there, and good evening to you. Those are the words of Iowa State head coach Bill Finley, coaching in his 25th season, 24 of those as a member of the Big 12 Conference. So he's seen some great teams roll through this league. So coming from him, that's some pretty high praise. And he's not the first coach to have that opinion either. Baylor's last three opponents have said some variation of the same thing, which is pretty remarkable considering this team's not even at full strength yet as players return from injury. Maybe that versatility is what's making these coaches say that.
We welcome that and we respect those coaches who say that, but we know what we're not right now. We know where we can be. We have perimeter shooting that those coaches probably have not had to deal with in the last 4 years because you had Kalani, Brown, and Cox. And so now we don't have Kalani. We have more of the athletic type post player to go with Cox in there. So I think that's what they're talking about. The weapons on where the scoring will come from are probably more evident.
The Lady Bears hoping to get a little more production from Nalissa Smith as she works her way back from that high ankle sprain tomorrow night at 6 p.m. at the Frank Irwin Center in Austin. The Lady Bears carrying the weight of high expectations in their sport, and that's nothing new for them. The same could be said for the McLennan Highlander baseball program as they begin another season as a favorite to get back to Grand Junction for the World Series, opening the year as a top-ranked team in 2 preseason polls. The road to the World Series begins tomorrow afternoon for Mitch Thompson and the Highlanders when they play host to Midland College out at Bosque River Ballpark, part of a schedule that includes some of the best competition in the country to prepare them for one of the best conferences in the country and, if all goes according to plan, to compete for a national title.
We're strapping it on about as heavy as we can. We play the 2 or 3 best typically year in, year out teams from the South Conference, typically teams from the East, the 2 or 3 best typical teams from the West, and then we've got our conference and our leagues, the SEC of junior college baseball. We've got 4 in the top 25, 2 in the top 12 in the country. It's a dogfight.
I think it's great. It's just a testament to our team whenever we're able to put up a good season, even though we're playing a strong non-conference schedule. And I think to be the best, you got to play the best.
McLennan hosts a 9-inning game with Midland tomorrow at 2 p.m., followed by a doubleheader on Saturday beginning at noon. Speaking of baseball, pitchers and catchers reporting to spring training for the Houston Astros in 12 days, where they begin working towards another title under the direction of new manager Dusty Baker, who was introduced today, looking forward to a fresh start in his last hurrah.
This is a new beginning. It's a new beginning for us, a new beginning for me. And I think that the thing that we have going for us is the amount of love that I see that the players have for this city and the city has for the players, and also the players have for each other.
Well, the countdown is down to 3. Just 3 days until Super Bowl 54 kicks off right here on Fox 44. The top-ranked defense in the NFL will look to contain the high-flying Chiefs. Now, 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan is ironically an offensive guy who played his college football for the Texas Longhorns and Mac Brown in the early 2000s. During Shanahan's time at Texas, he had some pretty good battles with the Red Raiders of Texas Tech and this little wide receiver named Wes Welker. Nearly 20 years later, Shanahan and Welker have joined forces, with Wes serving as the wide receivers coach in San Francisco, bringing the knowledge of his 12-year NFL career, playing in 3 Super Bowls, and even when he needs to, running some routes for Jimmy G.
Oh, yeah. I've met Wes before. We met at the Derby for the first time, and he's been great for us, great for the receiver room. Dude's still got some player in him. On game day, he gets fired up, and he's yelling just as much as anybody. So he's ran some scout team routes. You'll have to ask him about that. But he, especially early in the season when we were dealing with some injuries, he ran some scout team routes for us, and he's still got some juice in those legs.
Unfortunately, he will not be playing in Super Bowl 54 that kicks off at 5:30 Sunday evening right here on Fox 44. But our coverage starts bright and early at 9 a.m. with a special edition of Living Local. We'll be right back after the break.